divorced mother of 4 grown children, and then publisher of Mind's Eye, the paper for creative people, an alternative magazine based in Studio City, wrote to the brothers. Dear Lyle and Eric, I read about the trouble you are having and that you are now languishing in L.A. County Jail. How boring for you both. I hope your problem is resolved pretty soon. In the meantime, I'm enclosing a copy of a magazine I publish for creative people like artists, poets, writers, inventors, etc. I hope you enjoy reading it. I'll keep sending it every month if you like. I send it to many other jails and prisons because that's where many inmates discover their hidden talents. You might find a few of your own. That's all for now. Best wishes and good luck with your case. Eric never responded. Lyle did, with a letter to the editor replying to an article about birth control and Mexico in which he came to the support of the Catholic Church and the Pope. So began a correspondence that soon led to extensive phone conversations and prison visits. After meeting Lyle, Norma volunteered to help him by bringing him clothing for court, books, or other items that he was not able to buy in jail. At first, she worked in tandem with the boy's grandmother, Maria, or Mama as she prefers to be called, Menendez, who would reimburse her for expenses. Later, when Mama returned to New Jersey, Norma became Lyle's only contact to the outside world, visiting him frequently and talking to him daily by phone. Throughout 1991 and 1992, while the case dragged on through the higher courts, Lyle, who was constantly in trouble with other inmates and prison management, had no one else to visit him. After the brothers lost their legal maneuvers to keep out the Oziel tapes, the issue which kept the case from going to trial until mid-1993, Lyle and Eric finally admitted that they had killed their parents. Why didn't Norma stop helping Lyle? In her own words, she recalls, "Everyone asked me, even my mother in England. I know it's hard for people to understand, and maybe no one will, but for 3 years I knew I was Lyle's only link to life outside. His grandmother had obtained my promise that I would visit him, and so I did, and the years went by. I bought him books, notepads, pens, and clothes, whatever he wanted. I brought clothing catalogs to the jail and held them up to the glass, turning the pages so Lyle could pick out what he wanted. I have always rooted for the underdog, and though Lyle may be an atypical example of an underdog, I felt that I was helping him for that reason. I came to know Lyle well, and it was a fascinating experience. Through our writing, visits, and phone calls, I was studying and learning about him, and at the same time, I was his puppet. Lyle was always interesting. It was mesmerizing to hear him talk, to listen to his extended monologues. I realized he was a spoiled brat and always had been, and there I was continuing the spoiling. After more than 3 years, as the trial neared, Lyle's visitors increased, and I didn't have to go downtown anymore. I was pleased about that. We spoke on the phone more often after the trial started. I operated the phone system for him, continued to run his errands, taped the TV to play back over the phone, and in general, be there for him. Beginning in 1992, I began to keep a diary documenting my visits and phone conversations with Lyle. Then, in the fall of that year, the taping of our conversations began. At the end of August 1992, the state Supreme Court ruled that the tapes of Dr. Oziel's notes from 2 therapy sessions could be used. At their December 29th arraignment, the brothers, handcuffed to each other, answered not guilty to the charges of murder and conspiracy before Judge Lance Ito. The first half of 1993 found the brothers honing their defense and attending hearings. Lyle and Eric were deemed eligible for the death penalty because special circumstances were alleged. These special circumstances included lying in wait and multiple murders. On Friday, May 14th, Judge Weisberg ruled that there would be 1 trial but 2 juries. If testimony related to Lyle, then Eric's jury would not be in the courtroom, and vice versa. If testimony related to both brothers, both juries would be present. Jury selection began Friday, June 18th. Lyle appeared to take a very active interest in the jury selection process. Lead attorney for Eric was Leslie Abramson, assisted by Marcia Morrissey, while Lyle was represented by Jill Lansing and Michael Burt.
I'm okay. You were just sad about memories this afternoon, I suppose, were you? Yeah.
Just memories, yeah.
Sometimes I just can't get it out of my mind.
Yeah.
But,
I would imagine it more than sometimes. But yeah.
sometimes only. I don't let myself think about anything too often. But, I'm forced to do it.
Yeah, I know.
These experts want more and more and more from me,
Constantly taking you back.
And I can only go so far for them. Some things I can't talk about.
Yeah.
Some things I won't. Those are for me. I don't see the difference in the case. And so I can't. I won't.
And I think it's difficult to get at you like that every week anyway. You need a break, sometimes, so that you don't have to keep on saying it over and over again. I mean, do they expect you to be emotional when you're telling this? They don't expect that too, do they?
Sure. Oh, when they're talking?
When you're just explaining something. Oh, okay.
I am, quite often.
Because you got to keep...
Very emotional. When it comes, I don't talk about this stuff too often in a scientific way.
Yeah.
I can't. But, sometimes obviously I do that. Just talk about it monotone.
Yeah.
But I don't like to do it that way. I get very upset when I'm forced to do it that way.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like these motions where they talk about it in such a casual way,
Right.
I feel like, what the fuck is this? Let's get the jury in here and let's do it in a real way. Because it bothers me. That's why I get emotional on the stupid motion.
Yeah.
It just upsets me. This guy talking about this letter as if it's an exhibit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I bet do you ever sometimes just forget what the hell you're there for? Do you sometimes get all wrapped up in your conversation and do you even forget what you're discussing sometimes? I think I would.
Conversation with who?
When you're talking with these guys, I mean, they're not always saying your mother and your father to you, are they? They're not always saying, about your father and your mother. They're not talking about that all the time. They're talking about your friends and all the rest of it, and your friends, and you know how they go off into different, all the way down the avenue, talking about different people.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes lose track of what you're there for? I think I would.
All the time.
Do you?
I have to.
And then you get jolted back to reality about what it is.
Yeah.
They're asking you all these things for. Yeah. That was one of the hardest things I think for me to put up with. The constant going away of it, and then the jolting back of it.
Well, I prefer to be jolted back than to stay in.
But I'm sure you're used to that now.
I'd rather go. The escapes are important.
The escapes are important. Yeah.
And,
for the relief, you mean?
Lately, as I get closer, I've been allowing myself to escape less and less.
Have you?
Yeah.
Do you feel better this way?
Away the escape. That's why I moved to this row. I moved to this row.
Yeah.
So don't give me a TV set. Forget it. I'm not asking for it.
Right.
Fuck it. I don't want the escapes. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to play chess with guys. I don't want to have people to talk to cheer me up. I don't want to watch Gilligan's Island and lose myself in some movie. I'd rather sit here with my pain more.
Would you?
And
do you feel better doing this?
Work on it.
Yeah.
Save myself so that when I get to where I gotta be, I'm there.
Mhm.
I'm there emotionally.
Yeah.
It's too important for me.
Right.
And I'm not gonna screw up.
Yeah.
I want to be there. And
this is the great way to be. Yeah, this is the way to go, Lyle. Especially now, as you say, you're getting nearer. This is the best way to go about it. You're grasping the thistle by the thorns, so to speak.
That's why we take the vans instead of the buses. I mean, a lot of it is, helpful, whatever, no harassment.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is just, I want as little stimuli as possible.
Right, yeah.
Little stimuli as possible. I just want to concentrate on what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's painful and it's whatever, but I have plenty of courage to get through it.
Yeah, I know,
So
yeah.
I'd just rather do it. And then when it's over, it's over. So I don't think about consequences, results, future.
Yeah.
I like to have a girlfriend, so I talk to her and I hope to talk to her, but she's a pretty serious person, and so it's not like having some silly dumb blonde.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk to her regular and so on.
Right.
But other than that, I don't really want too much. And like I said, I work on my case every day, and it's my time.
So you're staying there, you're not losing sight of it, right?
And I'm going to go back over it and just kind of You know, I mean, obviously I know it all, so there's no real reason to work on it, other than just to keep writing it out, just to see if I can be in touch with more feelings.
Yeah.
And it clearly showed. I mean, I think it showed between Eric and I when we testified. I was clearly the person who was emotionally there. I was the only person in the room who was emotionally there.
Were you?
And it was obvious, man. I got to understand. Everybody stopped talking, and it was like riveting because, you know, I care, and it shows that I care. Everybody was like quiet and like a little bit embarrassed because, you know, you can ask all these nifty questions and try to trick people and do this and that, but you know, when there's somebody there that this is like important to them, their feelings, they care.
Right.
You're gonna make no progress with a person like that. Get the witness on and off as far as you're concerned because you're not going to make any progress. It's like having some old lady who's crying on the stand or something. You're not going to ask her any questions if she's not for you.
Right.
You just want her off. That's the way they're going to feel about me. I don't think they're going to want to ask me a lot of questions. They're going to get through part of their cross-examination and I think they're just going to go, there's no more questions.
Which was the part that embarrassed you? Because embarrassment you'll definitely get rid of. But I think you were just embarrassed because probably it was the first time, you know, you testified for the first time.
Yeah, I'm not going to be embarrassed. I'm not going to get rid of the embarrassment, and I don't want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What made you embarrassed last week?
Well, there were a bunch of things, but basically the fact that this is a personal letter that's now public exhibit.
Oh, okay. Oh, the letter you wrote to Eric, yeah.
It's embarrassing. Everything about my life being in the public domain is embarrassing to me.
Yeah.
You know, everything's embarrassing to me. I mean, the first thing I told the guy before I got interviewed that night was, is this going to go out to the public? Is this going to remain private? Because if it's going out tomorrow on the news, I'm not talking to you.
When did you say that?
Arrest me. You know, that's what I said. That's what the cop said. I told him the night my parents died when he interviewed.
Oh, okay.
That's what my main concern was.
Really?
That's my main concern.
Yeah.
I'm not any voyeuristic person like all these people that lie.
Yeah.
They lie because they want to be They want to be stars. You know?
Right.
They want to be on camera. They want to be part of a big trial. So you just say something, they'll get them there.
Sure.
Not me. I wish I wasn't there. I wish it was somebody else's trial. I'd go watch.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
But, you know, Julie understands. And so it's nice to have her there.
Yeah. And anyway, you know, anyway, they put all sorts of shit in the paper already, so you won't be, your embarrassment will soon go away.
Well, that's what
You'll get tougher.
My aunt told me today. She said that, don't worry, honey. You're not going to scandalize the world. There's too much stuff out there already.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to say your stuff, everyone's going to be, oh, wow, it's going to sell a lot of programs for about a year, and it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Sure it is,
and in 15 years, they're going to forget about it. It'll be another case.
Cool.
And so, you know, don't worry. You say what you got to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Say what you have to say. Don't hold back because you're afraid it's not.
That's what I told Eric, you know, stop worrying about hard copy. I said, because as soon as that's finished, they go in, click with the little gizmos in the hand, click to the next channel, and you've forgotten, believe me. Because that's the way it is in America. Everyone's got a short attention span, you know. And people who watch shitty programs like that anyway aren't that intelligent, so don't even worry about them. They're just looking for instant excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then it's not even the Menendez brothers, I said. It's just two guys in trouble, entertain them for half an hour, and then flick onto the next channel. And that's the way it is. They don't even give a shit what your name is or anything, you know.
Right.
Just two guys to watch for a while, and then turn over.
Thank you, sweetie. That makes me feel so much better.
But this is real life. That's the way it is.
Believe me, I know it's real life.
Yeah.
We're discussing movie rights. This guy
With who?
and this guy feels that movie rights are, you get the best deal before the trial, then rather than when the whole trial is already out.
Yeah.
And the information is already disseminated.
Yeah.
But not that the movie won't come out till after the trial. They would not that, but the rights
Yeah.
should be negotiated before.
Right.
And there's some merit in that.
There's some what in it?
There's some merit in that argument.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But I'm not so sure that, you know, I mean, obviously if it were to be found out that you were selling your rights, that would be very